Salute, salute, salute. Yizzo, 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 Yizzo. Yeah, my bad, people. I'm going back and forth. Agent salute. I'm going back and forth. New Jersey J and OG going at it on Ming joint. Salute though, salute. I'm gonna make this one quick. You understand what I'm saying? I just seen this. It was disturbing. I see Blac Youngsta and Yo Gotti going at it. It's bad, though. It's nasty work. You know what I'm saying? It's just nasty work, man. You know what I mean? So we go rock out for a minute, man. Make sure y'all come pop out. Make sure you hit the like button. You rocking with your boy 050 Bucks, aka Mr. Shoot Right Back. Yo, yo, yo. Y'all already know, man. It's your boy 050 Bucks, aka we shoot right back. We gonna get in and out like a robbery, you dig? Y'all already know what it is, man. It's Mr. AKA Mr. 10453, Mr. AKA Mr. Shoot Right Back, Mr. AKA Mr. Ozzy, Ozzy. You already know. If you don't, you do now, you dig? Yo, it's getting nasty and nasty, man. When you get caught up in this entertainment world right now, people, it is getting nasty. I see your boy Blac Youngsta. He back at it again. Blac Youngsta is back at it again, people. I mean, you can't make this up. I don't know. I don't know what he get out of that, but you definitely can't make it up. You definitely can't make it up. So him and Yo Gotti is going at it right now. We don't know how true it is. You know what I'm saying? We definitely don't know that. At the moment, anyway, we definitely don't know what is the problemo. You know what I mean? We don't know that. But we do know for sure, Blac Youngsta and his antics. We do know, what that come with when he start ramping. Blac Youngsta start ramping, man. I don't know, man. I don't know where he be going with it. But he definitely be in his bag. Blac Youngsta definitely be in his bag. Why? I don't even know. I do not know. But what I do know, he be in his bag. I do know that. I do know that. He be in his bag of 10 people. I do know that. He be all the way in his baggy on. Why? We'll never get the answer to that. We will never get the answer to why Blac Youngsta be in his bag. But we do know he be in his bag. That's a fact. We do know Blac Youngsta be in his bag, people. You know what I mean? So I got a little bit of audio for us today. You know what I mean? Like I said, it's a nice short one. I just had to pop out. I had to pop out. I've been a fan for a little minute. So I said, let me pop out. You know what I mean? Bring this good old content. You know what I mean? Let them know about your man. You know what I'm saying? Let them know about your man, Blac Youngsta. As y'all know, seem like it's like an anniversary for him. Every time something go down, he's scheduled. You know what I'm saying? He's scheduled to bug out. That's a fact. He's definitely scheduled to bug out. So why is he bugging now? Why is he taking shots at Yo Gotti? That's a mysterious question. We don't know why he doing all that. So that question is very mysterious. You dig? And that's nasty work. That's supposed to be home team. You know why? Why go against home team? You know what I mean? Why do that? What kind of sense does that make? But that's what he doing though. He definitely going against home team. He definitely mad at something. What it is, I don't know. You know what I mean? I definitely don't know. You dig? I definitely don't know. Now, I know the last time Um, I want to say the last time he had went live and he had did some. I think it was because of Yo Gotti was like telling him, yo, pipe down a little bit. You know what I mean? Think about the moves you making. You know what I'm saying? So I think what I want to say, he had did a video. He had did a video supposed to be in front of Young Dolph gravesite. So as a boss, I'm thinking, Yo Gotti might have been like, yo, that's bad for the business. It's bad for the brand. You dig? So I don't know why. Now, here we go again, back at it with Blac Youngsta kind of taking shots at Yo Gotti. You know what I'm saying? That's the mysterious question. You know what I'm saying? Why? All right, let me get my little shout outs. My bag. Get my little shout outs. I ain't get my shout outs. I see Melinda in the building. Salute, Melinda. Asia in the building. Salute. Renegade Society Production. Salute, my guy. Hope I ain't missed nobody up there. Can't even see it. But yeah, you know what I mean? So trying to dissect it now. I don't know if it's still because of the young Dolph or I mean, I haven't heard no Blac Youngsta music in a minute. I don't know because of that. And Yo Gotti got the heads up. He know Blac Youngsta, Mr. Crash Out. So it's either good business decision for Yo Gotti to fall back, or is it a good decision for Blac Youngsta to do what he doing so he can fall back? Or is Blac Youngsta setting up the situation where, he get out that contract he ain't making? I don't know. Well, I don't know. But it's disturbing to see, you know what I mean? It's definitely disturbing to see. We do know and understand that Blac Youngsta pulled this same, the same antic, maybe around the same time last year, around this same time maybe. So I don't know, maybe he got a project coming out. You know what I mean? If I'm not mistaken, Blac Youngsta do have his own situation, got his own little label or whatever. So he doing what he doing. So this might be one of those. But then you think, damn, Yo Gotti, Blac Youngsta, Yo Gotti, I'll give him his walking papers. If you want to, walk, go ahead and go do you. So I don't think that would be a problem. You know what I mean? It just gets to the point, right? Where it's like some of these guys grow up wanting to be somebody else, and then they make it where so they can pave their own lane. They can make their own way, and we fumble the ball. Just keep it real. We fumble the ball. You know what I mean? We look at what's going on with all these, high celebs, up there in that upper room. It's like they get to the munyon, you know what I mean, and then get dumb. You know what I mean? That confuses me. You know what I mean? That confuses me. For this year, I don't know. What's the name do this year coming up? Wrap up. That thing should be out of the linea. What's my man name? We doing the wrap ups? Not Tony Yayo. What's my man name? People in the chat that be doing the wrap ups at the end of the year. Ashley, salute. Yeah, the Yankees suck. Damn, what's my man name, man? Who be doing the wrap ups, man? Somebody in the chat help me out. What's my man name that be doing the wrap ups at the end of the year? Oh man. Yeah, Uncle Murder. Yeah, there you go. Good looking, Renegade. Yeah, man. So he got a lot to talk about this shit because it's literally all celebrities that stepped in the doodle. Yo, the Astros is our kryptonite, man. I hate the Astros.
Stand tall, we aim to win.
Now let's get dark.
A chappy live. Shout out to the dark side. You could be anywhere doing anything, but you here with me. We don't fuck, bend, break, or fold. I speak the truth with no bias. Stand on law, so you're up the tightest. One slip, you can lose it all. So stand on law. It's never them. Salute the gang in them. Stand tall, we aim to win. I chat be live, shout out to the dark side. It's never them. Never them. It's never them. Salute the gang in them. Stand tall, we aim to win. I chat be live, shout out to the dark side. It's never them. It's never them. Us never them. Never them. Us never them.
Dark side lurk where the fake ones vanish.
Never them.
Shoot right back. Yeah, my aim the tightest. If you chat reckless, get tagged in the chat. Murphy Prince said, Plash never M. We don't switch the script. Dark side biz. Where the offs get clipped. Boom. China brim, Harlem legend, platinum shine. All my support, y'all part the team. Gang. Man, that a game. I just spin the block, my content. Live them tight, feeling lame. Hop news, more like hip hop L's. I just died at one, now we singing bells. Offs move funny, but they still stuck. 050 bucks, Mr. Shoot right back. Us never them. Miss me with the talk, I don't suggestion. Dark side biz, never say all that, but we bring it on. Dark side season, where the snakes get peeled. Loyalty to cold, but the get exposed. I'm the truth in fact. Cross that line, but we bring it on. Us never them. We don't switch the script now. Dark side biz, y'all part the team. Minds flow with it punches. They be talking tough, but they moving fair. I just pop a top, let the truth appear. Man, that shit a joke. I just flip the scene, leave them in a choke. Dark side. Us never them. 050 bucks, Mr. Shoot right back. Dark side general, where the lanes get packed. All my supporters, y'all the realest ones. Without y'all, this ain't fun. Silence. Us never them. Them. 050 bucks. Mr. Shoot right back. Dark side general, where the lanes get packed. All my supporters, y'all the realest ones. Without y'all, this ain't fun. Silence. Us never them.
Indeed, so silence. You know what I mean? It's what we do over here, man. We silence the bozos. You dig what I mean? You know, it's the only way. Silence the bozos. You dig? Definitely silence the bozos. Let's see who pop back in. Henny, salute. Appreciate the pull up. Oh, now Asian mad. You mad at me? I mean, Ashley. You mad at me now, Ashley? You said my Yankees was trash. I agree. Houston is trash. like Houston is basura. That's a fact. Houston is basura, people. You already know that. That's a fact. You already know that. But yo, right now, people, we talking about how your boy Blac Youngsta is wigging out once again. He's definitely wigging out. You understand? He's definitely, throwing one of his temper tantrums. You know what I mean? I guess it was something, Yo Gotti did. You know, I truly have no idea, man. Like what reason he would have to wig out. You know what I'm saying? We don't know. You know what I mean? But he's around. He's overdue. This is the time he usually, throw his little temper tantrums. You know what I mean? And he's definitely throwing them right now. So he's taking heavy shots at Yo Gotti. I don't know if this is a move where, he's trying to distance himself, for whatever Yo Gotti got going on. You know what I mean? We all know this name is coming up in a lot of suspicion. You know what I mean? About a lot of things. If I'm not mistaken, I read some, him and Reverend Run daughter. I don't know if it's true or not, but they saying they together. So, I know Yo Gotti got a lot on his plate, so he must, if I'm not mistaken, he just probably trying to stay low. You know what I mean? And the antics, Blac Youngsta doing, I don't think, I don't think Yo Gotti want no part of that. You know what I mean? Because he trying to pretty much, I ain't gonna say clear his name, but he definitely trying to, stay low. He definitely trying to do that. You know what I mean? Low and out the way. He definitely trying to stay low and out the way. You know what I mean? That's a whole fact. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? On your way in, man, hit that like button. You know what I mean? Share the live out. You know what I mean? Subscribe to the channel if you haven't. You know what I mean? Go to Community Wall, check my merch. That be me.
Stand on business, stand on law, stand on bodies, what they saw. Dark side. Say salute. They praying on my downfall. This is coming up. Bam! Coming up. That's the narrow. They gave us the shoot it back. Stand on law. Stand on law.
That's what we trying to get these dudes to do. Stand on law. That's a fact. A lot of them having a hard time doing that. They have a hard time standing on law. You know what I mean? Salute. Salute to my guy Renegade Society Production. You know what I mean? Tap in and tap out, people. Tap in and tap out, man. It ain't gonna hurt. You know what I mean? It ain't gonna hurt you. You dig? Definitely ain't gonna hurt you. Definitely ain't gonna hurt you. Which I notice, the YouTube streets is back on fire again, man. You know what I'm saying? We got some guys that's out here putting on. You know what I mean? Shout out to Rose Gold. Shout out to Ming. You know what I mean? Salute to Ming getting that 500 subs. You know what I mean? He working out here. He deserve it. You know, shout out to everybody else, man. That you know. Oh, shout out to my man Top Shot. You know, Top Shot trying to get this situation off ground. You know what I mean? Make sure y'all go tap into that. Um, I've been doing what I say I don't do a lot, which is share. You know what I mean? So y'all go to my community wall, y'all see, you know, these are the people that I share. Shout out to Titi. Shout out to Titi and her voice, man. Like that girl got a voice in her, man. Shout out to her, man. Make sure y'all go like, share, subscribe to Titi as well. Um, yeah, she got some dope things going on over there. You know, if you want your soul read, she'll read that to you. You dig? Shout out to Titi, man. Keep winning, Titi. Keep doing your thing. You know, and most and foremost, the supporters. Word, and the most thing, you know, to supporters, man. You know what I mean? Shout out to supporters, man. Salute to y'all. NY Nikki, baby, salute to you. As always, thank you. Trooper 6ix9ine, you already, man. I think I started that trend, man. You know what I mean? Throwing your name out there, thanking you, man. Giving you your balls. You know what I mean? Who else out there, man? You know, the Sexy J's, the Uncle Rouse. Who else I could throw out there, man? You know, that definitely show love. If I forgot you, man, ain't nothing personal. You know, because it's a little more than that. You know, at least I come up and, you know, pull up and show me love. You know what I mean? My man OG Bobby Johnson, make sure y'all go like, share, and subscribe. My man OG Bobby Johnson, you know, he putting on, you know, carrying that SRB torch. You dig? Who else, man? Shout out to my man Sky Swizzy, man. You know, and the supporters, man. You know what I mean? Shout out to them, man, that really, you know, come support. Shout out to the show we did earlier, man. I got roasted earlier, people, man. They double team me, you know. They had 50 people shooting at me, you know what I'm saying? Word, OG Bobby Johnson and Rose Gold, man, did me filthy today earlier, people. They double teamed me, though, but they did me filthy, man. You know what I mean? Great laughter for the show, man. I enjoyed myself. I had fun over there, man. Word, that was dope. That was a dope show. Word. But you know, Mr. SRB stood his ground though. You know what I mean? Can't beat 50 niggas up at one time. You heard? But that was what's up, man. That was a dope show though, man. Word up. We had some fun. I want to touch on something else, man. There's something else I wanted to, you know, dive in like to the weird YouTubers, man. Y'all gotta stop being weird, man. Y'all just gotta stop being weird. You know, these YouTubers out here nowadays, they be weird, man. You know what I mean? Type of dudes take their ball back if they don't get picked on the team. Like, come on, man. Y'all gotta do better. And it start with yourself. You gotta do better, man. Gotta do better. That's a fact. Gotta do better, man. You can't be running around these streets on your back pocket, man. Literally. You just can't, man. It's not a good look. You know what I mean? It's just not a good look, people. Not if you over 50 and you 60 and all that. Just not a good look, man. You know, but who am I? You know what I mean? I'm just here to give advice, man. You know what I mean? Because I'm sure if they knew better, they'd do better. You know what I mean? Jealousy is at an all-time high. You know what I mean? It's coming in all shape, forms, and fashion. That's a fact. The hate be real. You know what I mean? But, you know, they got a reason. They hate on me, man. You know what I mean? They got a reason. They got a reason, man. You know what I mean? I ain't mad at them. I'm just gonna say what's that? Asia kids, straight facts. Yeah, that's a fact. That's a fact, man. You know what I mean? And the sad part about it is dudes. It's all dudes. It's all dudes, man. Just dudes just make a mockery of themselves, man. You know what I mean? Salute to you, Asian kids, man. Appreciate the pull up. You know what I mean? Make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. And if you can share, go to the community wall, check my merch out. Yeah, but it's nasty work out here, people. I mean, it's nasty. It's nasty work out here. You know? But you gotta keep it safe, man. You know what I mean? You gotta keep on jogging, man. You know what I mean? Definitely gotta keep on jogging, man. You know, the hate be real when it comes from a person, you know what I mean, that's not fortunate. You know, it's always the less fortunate. You know what I mean? There's always the less fortunate, that got hate in their blood. Oh, head salute. 22-0 and roll ahead in the building with his corny jokes. You know what I'm saying, though, people? You definitely got to know and understand, you know what I mean, your place, man. You know what I mean? Because you expose yourself. You know what I mean? You expose yourself. The less fortunate always hate. Don't let that go over your head. The less fortunate definitely always hate, people. Don't let that go over your head, man. You know what I mean? Just don't let that go over your head. And then you can't sit back and, try to kill yourself trying to figure out why the less fortunate always hate. You gotta let them hate. You know what I mean? They are the ones that you call they wish they had. You know, you can't be mad at yourself because you got. You got to get mad at them because they wish they had. You know what I mean? And when you got guys like that, and it's always guys, literally, that just come up here, man, and they show their true colors, man. You know what I mean? They wish they had. They wish they could jump into multiple videos. You know what I mean? It's just, I want to get up here because you get up here and you big yourself up. That's a problem to these kind of people I'm talking about, the less fortunate. You know what I mean? So, they take their ball back and go run upstairs and they don't get picked on the team. You know what I mean? But neither here or there. It is what it is. Oh, that's the whole fact, Asian man. It's there. You know what I mean? All you got to do is watch. You watch. And then you see, you don't see people that's well off coming up here talking about people that's well off. It's not happening. It's always the less fortunate. People who can't afford. People who stick their hand out for free. We ain't gonna talk about the ones who get the free and then they bite their hand that gave them the free. You know what I mean? It's impossible. So this line of business, man, you keep the fans fanning. You know what I mean? That's why I'm that way. You keep the fans fanning, man. You know what I'm saying? That's all you can do. Keep the fans fanning. You know what I mean? Anything else is irrelevant. It ain't gonna happen. Oh, I already know, old head, man. You ain't got to tell me twice, man. You know what I'm saying? Everybody that come up here, man, should come up here in character. You see, but the problem is, when they log off and press that end button, they don't know how to come out of character. You know what I mean? So, that's the sad part. They don't know how to come out of character. They get caught up in between that booth and that keyboard. And, they don't know how to come out of character. You know what I'm saying? They don't know how to come out of character. You know what I mean? So, it's like, what can you say? What can you do? You know what I mean? What can you say? What can you do? Dedicated Grind Music, salute. You already, man. Salute the Dedicated Grind Music in the building. That's a fact. Artie in the building. Salute to my guys on Artie, light side in the building. Make sure you go like, share, and subscribe. Yeah, part of my absence, people, man. You know, I just got stuck in fan mode. You know, I got stuck in fan mode, man. SK, salute to you, man. I'm from everywhere, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm from everywhere, SK. I'm from everywhere, man. You know, I always say, I'm from everywhere, they never did. You dig? Dope show, my man King Troll today. That was a nice one. I ain't gonna lie, you know what I mean? I learned something. I thought, you know, Clarissa Shields talking about she knocked out Remy. You know, everybody was running with that. You know, I tapped into my man King Troll. And, you know, he set the record straight. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't Clarissa Shields knocking Remy Ma out. You know what I mean? So, you know, I learned something from that. You know what I mean? I'm him. Salute. Appreciate the pull up. Yo, again, people, on y'all way in the building, man, hit the like button, man. Subscribe to the channel. Share the live out. You know what I'm saying? Make sure make sure you go check my community wall out, man. Go check my merch out. That Stand On Law merch is on fire. You know, we definitely doing our thing. You know, there's levels to this, man. You know what I mean? There's definitely levels to this, man. You know, but like I was saying, man, you know, part of my absence, you know what I'm saying, I got stuck. You know, I got stuck on, Asian, somebody editing game was up. You know, they remixed it, you know, when Remy was going in the court building, you know, dealing with her son, and they kind of like remixed it. You know what I mean? And at the end of the day, you know, somebody put that together. You know what I mean? Well put, though. Well put. But again, you know, like I said, people, my absence, you know what I mean? You know, I got caught up in fan mode. You know what I mean? You know, watching guys do their thing. You know what I mean? Having fun. You know what I mean? Hitting other panels, balls, and just enjoying myself, man. You know what I mean? Enjoying myself. You know what I mean? Go up there and just have fun. You know what I mean? To be honest, like, you know, it's kind of like, you know, old days. You know, you come up there, man, and you leave that joint with a sore throat, man. Pause. No Roski. Word up. And I experienced that today. You know what I mean? Again, shout out to my man Rose Gold for the dope work. You know what I mean? But there's nothing wrong with that though, people, man. You know what I mean? Support is free. You dig? The support is free, man. You know what I mean? So that's what I've been. I've been very supportive. Yeah, I've been very supportive. You know what I mean? So that's, you know, that's what I've been doing. You know what I mean? Besides, you know, doing my 1-2. You know, besides doing my 1-2. I wanted to say something. You know what's sad? The sad part is when you sit there and you watch someone fail and they think they win it. The world is watching you fail. You can't make it up. And they think they win it. You can't make it up. But it is what it is. You know what I mean? I'm always have fun. That ain't gonna never stop. I'm always keep doing my thing. That ain't gonna never stop. And I'm gonna always win. That ain't gonna never stop. It's levels to this, man. There's levels to this. This is like busting a $20 bill, people, right here. This is like busting a $20 bill. You know what I'm saying? It's like busting a $20 bill, man. You know what I mean? Put some pray emojis, man, for those who, you know, who can't afford $20, man. know what I mean? Put some prayer emojis in the chat, man. You know what I mean? For the people, that's having a hard time to keep $20 in their pocket, man. That's a fact. The less fortunate, as we would call them. The less fortunate. You know what I'm saying? The less fortunate. It ain't nothing wrong with it, though. You know what I mean? It ain't nothing wrong with it. Definitely nothing wrong with it. Definitely ain't nothing wrong with it. You dig? Yeah. You know what I mean? It's light. I said I'm gonna do the 9-5s. I'm gonna do the 9-5s, people, for a whole week. You know what I mean? Get it mad. Do the 9-5s all week. You know what I'm saying? Do the 9-5s all week. You know what I'm saying? Get them mad. Just get them mad. You know what I mean? That's how you do that. That's how you do that. You know what I'm saying? That's like a stack of wheat just on my feet. Balls. It's like a stack of wheat just for my feet, people. You know what I'm saying? Balls. You know what I mean? But see, these are the type of things that get people mad. They be tight. Damn, how this nigga doing? Stay in my own lane, and I make it happen, whether rapping or clapping. You know what I mean? It's easy. You can't make this up. Dudes be upset. They really be mad. They be upset. Yo, you get people, yo, you taking selfies, all you do. Nigga, they be mad because I love me. How you mad because I love me? Ow! Some of y'all scared of pictures. Y'all not even gonna look yourself in the mirror. A lot of you guys. That's a fact. Y'all dudes don't even want to cam up. I mean, damn, at least let the people see how you look. Who they talking to, who they laughing with. Y'all dudes scared to do that. It'd be sad, man. Dudes can't leave they state. They be stuck. You know what I mean? Just be stuck. Never seen a highway in their life. Don't know what an I-95 look like. Don't know what an 83 look like. Don't know what an I-40 look like. You can't make this up. You can't make it up. At all. Un poquito, pai.
Ya,
Un poquito.
ya no.
Sí.
The compression on, now it's on.
Yeah.
Vale.
Rose Go in the building. Salute to my guy. Y'all already know y'all my shooting boy, Rose. Y'all already know I'm coming right back at you. Y'all got that off. That was cute. That was cute. Y'all got me. Y'all got me. Y'all got me. Y'all definitely got me, man. Rose Gold and OG Bobby Johnson told me up earlier, people. They told me up earlier. Word up. Can't make that up. They told me up earlier, man. But it was all, out of fun. You know what I mean? I enjoyed. Like I said, man, make sure y'all go like, share, subscribe to my man Rose Gold. You dig? Word. I see Ming and them over there going at it. OG Bobby Johnson, New Jersey J. Word. Let me see if they still going at it.
Why do you post every day when you barely get one?
Oh, all right, 20. Old head ran over there. Old head over there now. Word. But yeah, people, man. Like I said, I ain't gonna be here long. Probably get this joint a nice hour. You know what I mean? Get into my show. I see what the title is. Blac Youngsta at it again. Now he's shooting at the boss man. Blac Youngsta shooting at the boss man. Word. Shooting at the boss man. Word. Shooting at the boss man. I don't know what's that about. I know your man is in his bag right now. That nigga in that Louis bag, tight. You know, but like I said, I haven't seen no music coming from Blac Youngsta. I don't know if that's because, because of the, his label, which is Yo Gotti's label. I can think that's one of the reasons. Um, that's the only thing I can really think about, man. I never heard nobody say, Yo Gotti was treating his artist wrong. I ain't never heard that, so I don't want to speculate on that one. Only thing I could, think about is the music, or Blac Youngsta got a project coming out, and this really used for a stunt. You know what I'm saying? Dudes doing this like water right now. You know what I mean? They coming up with situations and issues like water. You know what I mean? That's a fact. You dig? So, when you think about that, social media is being used right now, to promote thyself. You know what I mean? And can't be mad at that. You know what I mean? Using it to promote his music. You know what I mean? If he got an album coming out, that's one of them. And, you can't be mad at him. You know what I mean? Should he go that angle? I don't know, because, he get everybody riled up. Oh, yo, just like me right now. You know what I mean? I'm reporting it now. You know what I mean? Pretty much, Yo Gotti and Blac Youngsta, had this type of situation. I'm going to say around this time last year. Blac Youngsta was dropping an album, and, Yo Gotti, was pretty much like, yo, chill, fall back. You know what I mean? Like, it's gonna make the brand look bad. Blac Youngsta supposedly had took a picture in front of Young Dolph's burial site or whatever. So I guess, Yo Gotti like, yo, you gotta pump down on that. You know what I mean? The Alphabet Boys is on us. They're gonna use everything in their arsenal. You know what I mean? So, I don't know if that, again, if this is a move where, Blac Youngsta is trying to get out his deal. I don't know if it's that. You know what I mean? I don't know if it's, Yo Gotti not wanting that, that extra exposure. He want to be low. I'm sure he's going through whatever he's going through personal. He just lost his brother. You know what I mean? I don't know. I don't know. I want to say him and Reverend Run daughter broke up, took some time apart. I don't know. Yeah, Angela. Yeah. She came up on a sports joint. Um, I think she was, elaborating on it a little bit. I think she'd have moved on and all that. I think she had a new dude and all that already. But yeah, she had spoke on that, like they was no longer an item. You know what I mean? There wasn't a couple, so I don't know what happened with that. You know what I mean? You'd have thought, they was the best couple. So when you even look at that, is that one where she's like, yo, let me get out the way? You know what I mean? There's a lot going on. You know, Pop Dukes had to grab her up like, yo, listen, you know, you ready for this smoke? You know what I mean? If you ain't ready for the smoke, you know what I mean, get out the way. You know, so I don't know if that was the case. You know what I'm saying? But I do know, you know, she came on record saying that her and Yo Gotti is not an item anymore. What's the reason? I don't know. I can't tell y'all the reason. You know what I mean? I definitely can't tell y'all the reason. Let that plane go by. Yeah, man. So you know what I mean. Like I said, man, it's gonna be a short one. You know what I mean. So we go jump into it. Give a shout out to Music 101. Uh, Dope content. Make sure y'all go like, share, and subscribe to Music 101. Tell them 050 Bucks sent you. You dig? So we gonna get right into the audio on what's going on. Kenzo, salute. Appreciate the pull up. You know, we gonna get the audio on what's going on with Blac, Youngsta and Yo Gotti. Shout out to my man Harlem Legend. I see he did something on this. You know what I mean? That's why I like to get mine and get out the way. You know what I'm saying, baby? Get mine and get out the way. You dig? So, you know, we're gonna let the audio play out. Make sure on y'all way in, hit the like button, share the live out, subscribe to the channel.
Young dog. And people have their own conspiracies of why. But tell you the truth, I honestly think Gotti just don't agree with the trolling of Dolph Death, knowing it's people maybe close to him that was involved or police think was involved. Because as we learned, when Dolph was killed, his brother Big Jook was picked up and questioned. As we watch the case unfold in court, CMG name has been brought up multiple times. So Blac Youngsta trolling his death right after wasn't a good look for Yo Gotti or CMG. I honestly think it's just a situation where Yo Gotti tried to control what Youngsta put out. Yesterday, Blac Youngsta took to social media and said, play with me. I'ma take away everything that came out your mama Uzi. I swear to God, all my brothers dead. So why not? The house gonna send it upside down about me, dead or alive. But I stand on my own 10. That's why I'm respectful and respected everywhere I go. I'm the realest wiggle you will run across. All my wiggles know for sure. I hold it together. Loyalty, all we know. The house don't go against the house. That's the way my grandma raised me. God bless everyone. You would only say, these wiggles see before, and they still misleading to you. Like they some type of mob bosses. Bro, I'm going to bed right now, and it's 11 a.m. I'm sick of these wiggles, and I'm gonna lead by example. I'm gonna show them YNs. It's more to life. I blame the fake OGs, the fake big homies, the fake big brothers, the fake CEOs, the fake teachers, the fake people who in your life and not telling you right from wrong. But I understand, it's hard to listen to BS from a BS person. I was once like you. I'm not afraid to admit it. God put me here to help you go through whatever it is that you're dealing with. I'm not gonna lie.
Now all this ran, he's going at Yo Gotti. It sounds more than a sit down or conversation when he talk about the things he's talking about. Just pay attention, people.
His second post most definitely shots at Yo Gotti. In multiple interviews and songs, Yo Gotti let it be known, him being the CEO and boss of CMG, he was influenced and inspired by mob bosses. That's where the name Yo Gotti comes from. Named itself after John Gotti, an Italian mafia boss of the Gambino family. Shortly after, Yo Gotti would post 3 pictures of him with the caption, "Nothing bigger, unbreakable," playing Jay-Z Dynasty intro. 2 things that stood out to me in that song was the first bar, the theme song to The Sopranos, play in the key of life on my mental piano. Y'all know The Sopranos is a mob series. And Jay-Z bar, he's saying his life is like the theme song to The Sopranos. That's Yo Gotti responding to Blac Youngsta after he said, "Those wiggles see before, and they still misleading the youth like they some type of mob bosses. It's more to life, young wiggles. Blame the fake OGs, fake big homies, and the fake big brothers, the fake CEOs." All those titles at some point in Blac Youngsta's career have called Yo Gotti an OG, big homie, big brother, and a CEO. The next part that stood out to me in the song Yo Gotti posted, "Clap whoever stand between Sean and Figures." Like I said earlier publicly, from the outside looking in, Youngsta and Gotti started bumping heads after Dolph died. I remember vividly, Youngsta said they want me to be quiet, knowing that's what we signed up for, F that boy, and then dropped a video of him at the gravesite standing next to a headstone that says Dolph's last name, Broughton. I took that as Yo Gotti or CMG didn't want Youngsta to disrespect Dolph after his death, knowing how loved he was, it would be bad for business. So that bar, clap whoever stand between Sean and Figures, makes sense. Keep in mind, nothing is never random. Every move is calculated, including posts on IG. All they throwing them stick shots on the ground, that's how you in a bed. I've been burning your ears, nigga, the whole city know that. Gotti, you was a... I just got back to the city, they say you trying to put charges on me and put the police on me. You seen your little nigga got to do all your talking. Talk for yourself.
I ain't really never heard that. You know what I mean? That was, rest in peace, that was Young Dolph saying that the word around the town that Blac Youngsta put charges on him. I never heard that. That's something new to my ears. But I do know that the boy Blac Youngsta was going hard. Now when I was in Charlotte, and for a lot of people who don't know, Blac Youngsta is affiliated with a lot of dudes on Charlotte, East Charlotte, where I reside. He know a lot of people over there. You know what I mean? So when that situation happened in Charlotte, a lot of the goons that Blac Youngsta got, they came from my side of town in Charlotte. You know what I mean? So, that part we can say. Blac Youngsta, I would probably think coming from like Yo Gotti, he's hard. He's hard to maintain. You can't contain him. You know what I'm saying? Like, he one of them. It could go either way. He could hurt your brand, or he can strengthen your brand. You know what I mean?
Hey, that big head down syndrome looking on everybody from the city to get some real money. Start out hating on 3-6, nigga. They were having Oscars and you had to hate because you were broke, nigga. That's the only way you can get attention, boy. You were broke, boy. Now you hating on dog, nigga. You were... Hey, man, if I was your boy, I'd be mad at me too, man. Why you mad at me? Because your...
Now look, you see how that connection, that's the same thing I say. The dudes that come up here, I hate on me too. I be mad at me too. You know what I mean? And that's what it be. Dudes be mad. You know what I mean? They get to hating. You know what I mean? Really get to trolling themselves because all they do is exposing the hate that they have for other people. They don't want to see people to win. You know what I mean? Be jealous. Be in the background eating that banana, jealous. You know what I'm saying? So I don't, I don't know, what reason Yo Gotti would have to hate. You know what I mean? He putting it on the scoreboard. He putting up his numbers. But when you do the math to it, it's a lot of people who came from Memphis. And it's just overall, how we... as the people with the strength, I'm going to say, we don't never, throw the alley-oop, to the hometown. And I say that to say that, when you look at Memphis got a lot of artists coming out that's doing their thing. You know what I mean? Some stayed underground, some went mainstream, some didn't make it. So I guess that's, this is where, Young Dolph is talking. You know what I mean? Rest in peace to Young Dolph.
Fake watch busters, you had to fake it till you make it. I came in the game rocking real ice driving coops and shit.
Now that right there was Blac Youngsta is coming hand. Pulled up in Young Dolph hood, I guess, with a bunch of down moves, and they were just gonna call him. It's bonkers. But check how Young Dolph responds. And this is all, right, something to speed the people up to time. This is how Young Dolph going to war for Yo Gotti. Front line for his squad. Yo, I ain't even gonna front, people. That comeback with Young Dolph going at Yo Gotti, the drum was fierce, man. That thing was, that thing was, yo. Joint is crazy.
Don't ask me about no women you don't see me with. I don't allow nobody I don't respect around me for real, for real. Mind you, it's the same day he went viral for taking CMG out of his bio and saying he's independent. So I'm sure people will hit him up, ask him, what's up with him, God? He said, don't ask me about no women you don't see me with. I don't allow nobody I don't respect around me for real, for real. 90% of the people you see me around, it's only business for me, for real, for real. Majority of my friends are dead and gone. I don't make no friends for sure. The 1% you never see me with, we like real brothers. There's a little loyalty to the devil with us. But truth be told, I'm cool on that fake love and loyalty from a few people that I realize been faking for too long at this point. I'm cool with standing alone. I'm cool with the fact that I have put trust in the wrong people.
So is he saying Yo Gotti got fake love? Like, what's the angle? Like, let him keep talking.
A few times, I wash my hands. I'm making it look good. We either cool or we not. Either way, I'm cool. I'm not like your favorite rapper, a legend. I live on the rapper. I'm tired of dealing with these songs. If I'm right, you gotta take that shit. I got a lot of people. I got a lot of people. I know I'm not untouchable. I know I'm not bigger than a program. I know no matter how much money I got, that I can be touched. And I know for a fact that my ops know I don't play the radio. No be in my blood. P.S. Youngsta Thug and Dolo. Strongest man alive. Me and William Blac Youngsta for real. He said on the interview that him and Gotti bump heads all the time because of the way he moved. Gotti feeling like he moved reckless at times. In fact, Youngsta dropped a project on the CMG called Younger Reckless. This beef between Youngsta and Gotti don't turn deadly quick. They don't come together and agree to coexist without issues. So Gotti moved like the president. So if him and Youngsta did go to war,
But see now, when I think about that, right, I say this to myself. I'm sure Yo Gotti know what he was signing when he signed Blac Youngsta. He knew he was a firecracker. He knew he was a crash out. I'm sure he knew this. You know what I mean? I'm sure he knew this. There's no way that he didn't know this. He knew and understand who he signed, why he signed him. He knew. This ain't nothing that, oh, yo, I ain't know he was like, nah, he knew what it was. You know what I mean? So, came back to bite him in the bosom. If you ask me.
it would be mostly Gotti friends and family that got
And I'm gonna stop it right there because you know what I mean. That's a whole fact, though, man. You know, it's definitely nasty work. You know, and so when it comes down, Trooper 6'9" slow, my guy, appreciate the pull up. Yeah, people. So when it comes down, you know what I mean, to the get down, you dig. It ain't really too much you can add on to it. You know what I mean? We know it's getting messy. We know and understand that it can go left. And we also know and understand that your man is a firecracker. And I'm speaking on Blac Youngsta. He's walking around with a chip on his shoulder. He dealt with the feeling of losing a loved one. So it's like pretty much he living his life on a ledge already. You know what I mean? It's like he ain't got nothing to lose. And then, he's sitting back watching Yo Gotti, and he's like, yo, you growing, but then you leave me out here to still do what I need to do, to feed my family. You know what I mean? And you talking about chill. That could be, something that could be questioned. You know what I'm saying? Because when you look at the situation, you would ask yourself, damn, what do Blac Youngsta got to be mad at? You know what I mean? Like what is his gripe? Why would he go public and talk that kind of talk? I said, maybe he got an album coming out, or it's really like that. You know what I mean? It's really like that. So when you do the math and you look at, how should I say, what they say, when you're in that interrogation room, man, when you try to break down, I guess the asking the question, why? What's your motive? You know what I'm saying? What's Blac Youngsta motive? You don't have an answer for that. We don't know Blac Youngsta motive, but he may have an album coming out. You know what I mean? Ain't nothing. I mean, what else could you really say when you sit down and you listening to Blac Youngsta go at Yo Gotti again? Because this is like not the first time. It's not the first time. And he talking about families ain't safe. So now, again, these are two people I would probably think that know each other's weakness. I would think. You know what I mean? I definitely would think that. I don't, I don't want to speculate, but I'm sure the relationship them two dudes had, they know each other's weakness. So for Blac Youngsta, to go full throttle, the only thing you could think, he got an album coming out. We're so brainwashed up here on these YouTube streets that when you sit back, right, and you try to dissect the situation, you can only come up with that one scenario. Because there's no other reason why Blac Youngsta would have an issue with Yo Gotti. So this is a situation that I'm watching. I want to see if it's a play, if it's fake, what was the reason. Like, I want to see, I want to know, because when you look at, a camp, I really never hear nobody talk bad about Yo Gotti. I never heard it, right? I never heard Did I? I don't think I never heard Yo Gotti even coming at Blac Youngsta. I don't think he went global with bashing Blac Youngsta the way Blac Youngsta doing him. So even when it comes down to the mess that they in as a whole, because if them alphabet boys do run down, you know, it's going to be a lot of information that ties back to Blac Youngsta as well. So, you know, my thing is, I don't know why Blac Youngsta is not falling back right now like he off balance. You know, don't bring too much attention to yourself. Just chill. Right? Just chill. Relax. And then you start to dissect it and you're like, wow, well, you know, Blac Youngsta Munyon may not be up like that. The Munyon may not be up. You know, Yo Gotti Munyon is up. Yo Gotti could do what he want to do. He's solidified already. So you ask the question, damn, well, do Blac Youngsta have that same tool belt on his waist? Then who can you be mad at? Somebody gave you an opportunity. Now it's on you to take that opportunity and run with it. You know what I mean? You know, I hate, and I'm not going to say hate. You know, it's nasty work when you get somebody that make it somewhere. You know what I mean? And what happens is, you know, they take advantage of the help. You know what I mean? Like, instead of them using that help to better themselves, their situation, whatever they got going on, they don't do that. They sit there and spend all their money on knowing like, yo, you know what? I got a bank behind me. So, however and whatever I'm doing, you know, there's no messing up in my path because I got a Yo Gotti behind me. So again, you could kind of read through, you know, a situation because you say to yourself like, yo, listen, if you get into the munyon, you not worrying about going at it with nobody. You trying to stick to your program so you can make it to where you trying to make it to. You know? You can't do that worrying about what somebody else doing if you get into the grind. So always be those that you done help. Right? And when they see their ship sinking, now they want to point the finger. NoBueno.com. You know what I mean? NoBueno.com, people. It is no way, man, that, you know, well, it is a way because we see people doing it every day. But when do it come when you look at a situation like look at Dipset, right? Diamond Shooter salute. Look at Dipset. You take Dipset, right? And when you take Dipset and you look at Dipset as a whole, right? And you say, wow, here's it, you have these guys, you know, I want to say that it's safe to say that some of these guys, you know, they blew up using a brand, meaning Dipset. And then it's like, soon as things don't go, you know, the way that, you know, that they wanted to go for themselves, it gets crazy. Mikey B in the building, salute to Mikey B, Hood Love TV. Make sure y'all go like, share, subscribe. You know what I mean? Mikey B, how you doing, bro? I ain't been seeing you in a minute, man. Hope all is well, man. Word, hope all is well, man. You know what I mean? Keep winning like you winning, man. Word. But yeah, don't be the people, you know, sometimes you gotta stay away from. Now you really can't see them from far away. You know what I mean? All you can do is judge them on character. You know what I mean? And when, you know, you get your answer, right? I think some people gotta respect the answer. You know, some of us don't respect the answer. We ignore it. We ignore the answer. And we be looking for better results. It's not gonna happen. They are who they showed you they are. Just being 100. They showed you who they are. Now it's on us to, you know, to make our decision. And sometimes our decision be we stick with that person. Even when you know, even when you feel, that's what's up, man. That's what's up, man. I was just going down the archives, man. You know what I mean, checking your joints out. I'm like, man, I ain't see the homie, you know what I mean, in a minute, man. Word up. But yeah, man, you know, so, you know, with that being said, people, man, you know, it's you know, it's the people for me who are fake or funk, right? Like doing somebody else dirty is fun in disguise. Let me say that. Because people could do you dirty in disguise. You know what I mean? That's a fact, people. You know, people will really salute. People will really take out of context of a whole lot of situations. And then they'll pee on you and tell you it's raining. And then get mad at you when you figure it out. How? You know, my thing is, it's like a video game. When you put that quarter in that machine and your 3 minutes up, that's it. The game is over. Unless you want to keep feeding the machine. And it's just like real life. If you don't understand a person's outlook, outcome, and you bringing them into your situation, and you chose to deal with that, you knew, right? So, with that being said, I just, you know, really stand on Yo Gotti knowing he had a firecracker on his squad. He knew. He knew this guy. You can't, you know, not to say that he's trying to control, but it's to a point where you know who you control, who you can control, who you can't control. And I just don't see Blac Youngsta one of them that you can control. Just being real. Damn, one mosquito. Nigga been rocking all this time. One mosquito sneak in. What? Joint is wicked. One mosquito, people, just sneaks in. Been out here for an hour. Been Groovy Louie. It's crazy. It's crazy. But, you know what I mean? You know, it is what it is. You know what I mean? Sometimes, man, you I'm a firm believer you make your bed, you lay in it. Uh, Try not to cry over spilled milk, and try to come up with solutions. Like Blac, Youngsta, and Yo Gotti. I think that joint is solutionless. When you start, talking about, the family and what kind of harm you could bring, potentially to the family, it get ugly, man. You know what I mean? It get ugly. You dig? And when you get caught in that type of situation, you know, sometimes no comeback is the best comeback. Just being real. You know what I mean? Silence sometimes be the key to a lot of situations. You know, to me anyway. You know what I mean? You take the energy from the other person. Just silence. Cause they tell on themselves. Word, they tell on themselves. And right now it looks like, like I said, either or. Like Youngsta got an album coming out, or he really feel this kind of way about Yo Gotti. Now check this out. We go through this every time on YouTube. If you rock with somebody the long way, pause, no Roski, you hit him in the back. Yo, listen, what's going on, man? So we see this not one of those. This is not one of those hit him in the back, air out their differences, and that's that. It's not one of those. You know what I mean? It's not one of those. You dig? So I'm gonna get, before I get up out of here, for the people who just tuned in, I'm gonna get and replay the audio. You know what I mean? Again, salute the Music 101. Salute the Music 101. I'm just gonna, replay, let it play out for the people who ain't, who came in late. You know what I mean? I see the thumbnail. You know what I mean? Tell me what y'all think, man. You know what I mean? I definitely answer back. Leave something in my inbox. And y'all tell me how y'all feel about the situation.
Last year, he did it a week before you got a birthday. He ended up going to the birthday celebration. It's not a secret. Like, Youngsta got a couple of years since the death.
See, not to cut it off, I'm gonna get back to it, but I had said that. This is the same stunt he pulled last year. But we gonna let them talk they talk, and then we get back to the rebuttal part.
From the outside looking in, Youngsta and Gotti started bumping heads after Dolph died. I remember vividly. Youngsta said, "You want me to be quiet? I want to swoop beside Dolph from Dolph got quiet. Then dropped the video. I felt like a gravesite stand next to the headstone. That says Dolph's last name. Boom. I took that as no Gotti or Sam G thing because of the disrespect Dolph had really done. Knowing how loved he was from the beginning of the business. So help him.
So I'm gonna stop it right there, people. You know what I mean? To give a little intake on what the show was pretty much about. You know what I mean? You know, is Yo Gotti protecting his business? You know what I'm saying? Like, is that what that is? You understand? Is Yo Gotti protecting his business? Um, is Blac Youngsta acting like a little kid? 'Cause I'm sure he knows what's going on. I'm sure of that. You know what I mean? I don't want to ask a dumb question like, can this be resolved? But this is not the first rodeo. It's definitely not the first rodeo. So I'm just trying to figure out what's the angle. And the only thing I come up with is Blac Youngsta got an album coming out soon. That's the only thing I can come up with, people. Blac Youngsta got an album coming out soon. What else? You really can't throw another equation in the game unless they really got something going on. And then when you dissect that, you like, well, what they got going on? Why would they be beefing? Why would they be sending shots at each other? And the shots is threatening shots, at least coming from Blac Youngsta, from what we heard. You know what I mean? So, as I move on, man, into this YouTube world, man, a lot of people gotta keep my mic out their mouth. You dig? And on that note, it's your boy 050 Bucks, aka Mr. Shoot Right Back, aka Mr. 10453, aka Mr. Bucks the Never, all hundreds, aka Assy, aka don't be out here in this cold world asking another grown man for $20. It's your boy 050 Bucks, aka Mr. Shoot Right Back, and I'm out. Wow!